it's Jane. How are you? This is going to be quite interesting. Well, for me anyway. I hope you find it interesting. And I just want to go for a little walk down memory lane, really. And the way that I draw faces and create changes, evolves, as it happens with every artist. But because I've got them stepping back in time, not just in my artwork, but also in my designs, I thought it might be kind of interesting for us to have a look at them and how they were used. So I've got some art supplies here that you can't get anymore, some that are still available, some that we've sold out of, all that sort of stuff, and how they relate to things. And I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun to have some fun like that. So let's just move things around. I might record this just because it could be interesting. And say hello. Hey Jen, how you going? Right, so what I've got here are, this is one of my very first ever, or maybe my very first ever art supply that came out with Artist Seller. I had a little range of stencils, and this was a little face stencil in a whimsical style, very much reminiscent of my style at the time. And then over time that has morphed, just a straight facing face, the basic face, and it's based on how I teach how to draw faces. And when I say a whimsical style, it's stylized. It's not a realistic style of face, it's a version. This was another little stamp set that came out that's got the face shape, same as that one. I think I changed the draw a little bit because the way I was drawing at this point in time was a little bit different. This was one of the first things that came out with Michaels. I've got the dogs here with me in the background, so if you hear noise, that's them. Apologies. And this has eyes and mouths and noses that you can play around with and build your own face. Let me know if you had any of these different things. So this is going back a decade probably. This is going back 8-9 years. It's one of the first things that came out at Michaels. Yes, fun. This was an updated version of that sort of thing. It's called Straight Faced, I think I called it, and it's a stamp of the same face at different scales, and very handy, just a straightforward, straight facing face. The proportions are a little bit different because again my style, you know, just evolves over time, and this is a reflection of that. But that's one of the clear stamps, and this is one of the latest ones. Same thing, just a straightforward, straight facing face. One of the major differences is where the mouth is sitting. On this more whimsical style, and the way I used to draw, was the mouth way lower, and it babyizes and whimsifies the face way more. It's amazing the difference. The eyes are really big. The eyes are big on here as well, but there are some changes. And the reason I'm thinking about this is one of the questions that came up in the in-person workshop was how to make a more whimsical face. A lady was drawing, one of my gorgeous students, something for her daughter, and she felt the faces she was drawing were too womanly, and she wanted to make something a bit more whimsical, cuter. So that made me think, oh, okay, and then look back at how my faces have changed and the way I draw them. See how low the lip line, along the nose is. Also gives an illusion of the face almost tipping forward and the eyes looking up, so it makes them look bigger. It's a very little sweetheart chin, and it's the whimsification of the face, and not just that, but also it's a younger face. Now I just have to admit something. There is a little gnat flying around me, and I'm going to kill it, okay? Just thought. I'm going to try. It is fast. But it keeps on flying in my eyes, and it's got a lot of other space it could go flying in. It doesn't need to be trying to suck my eyeballs. So if you see me murdering a gnat and you are wildly offended, it's Halloween and it's just AI, okay? So this journal, I think I created this when I was going to New Zealand. I was a special guest artist for a big event, and I did a lot of this at the event. And gosh, New Zealand is gorgeous. So I can't remember in all detail. That is a stencil. That is from one of my first stencils. I think this is from a stencil. That is that original stencil. I think that's this guy here. So I would have been demonstrating the stencil to show how to use it. Doesn't line up, so maybe I did draw that. No, that's modelling paste through the stencil. And I think that might be one of the prototypes of the stencil, and it's too big. I've got modelling paste under here, but just to show you how things have changed. Different inks. What does this say? The light doesn't come to you when you're standing in a forest of worries. Oh my goodness. So we'll just have a look at an older journal, but it's all bird women. We have this nice peacock lady. I think I need to finish this really. And to finish it, probably would add some text, but I would need to sit with it for a little bit to let the juices of the journal flow back into me. So then I would create something in keeping with this. And because I'm creating live, I'm also using collage. I'm collaging my own images that have been created probably from that stencil. But again, you can see this very low mouth, very low nose, and it babyfies, because babies' mouths are right, they haven't developed a chin mouth. They've got just a little tiny button chin with the button nose above. And all of the features are sort of like squished in. So the whimsicality of something, you're borrowing the innocence of us as babies and taking some of those features that are cute, and that is part of that whimsical, you know, like manga and all of these things where people look cute and innocent. You're borrowing from the babies. It sounds terrible when you say from the baby, from yourself as a baby. You can borrow from yourself as a baby without any drama, I think. But when you're taking something off a baby, it doesn't sound good, does it? No, you're just your own. Here she is. This is the little eagle. Yes, sort of that manga thing. That was, I mean, manga of course was around, but it wasn't as, I was going to say it's predominant, but that's absolutely a false statement right there, because I'm thinking of, I grew up on manga, which was a version of just that whole kawaii, like Kimber the White Lion and Astro Boy and Speed Racer, all those Japanese style cartoons. Loved them, especially Kimber the White Lion. Marine Boy, remember him? Oh, I love Marine Boy. He'd chew that special gum, and his best friend was a white dolphin that he would just swim around with, saving things. So I haven't finished this journal. It's a handmade journal, and I really should, because I quite like it. Yes, so anyway, that's just something that I pulled out of the archive just to show you, because I had all of these journals here for the workshop. So this is very much like what we did in the workshop with fabric and collage materials, ephemera, papers and so on. This may not be using the stencil. This might be, because it's too small. Maybe, no, it's not the stamp. I think I just drew it. And I probably, you know, we divided it up. It might have been part of a drawing lesson. Courage doesn't need to roar to be heard. And I've got different size papers to make these different flipouts. Here's a Cancer crab. Journals are just weird, aren't they? Quiet is in my heart, in my mind is stillness. I was fighting tears, but you couldn't tell. This must be bird lyrics. Must be a song lyric. Yeah, we're not stealing the candies from the baby, says Jen. Just from our own self, as we're borrowing features from our own little baby faces, okay? Oh, thank you, Shauna says it's beautiful. It's just fun, isn't it? Yes, Cindy said she grew up on those sorts of... I love Kimber the White Lion. Oh, so much. Oh, lots of people saying they have those old stamps and things. So, yes. And it's lovely to see you. Annie and Julie, Jen, Amy, Lee, Shauna, Cindy. Thanks for joining me, guys. I've got a bit of pencil hidden under here. I like this, all the little flappity flappos that we've got happening. It's just on the background there, and then there's room for something, I don't know. I must have been teaching a little lesson on the undulating line. So although the faces have changed a little bit, they're still recognisable as me, I feel. Today I swam in imaginal cenote. The underwater realm was so different above and below the surface. I felt like a mermaid and could feel their pull. A very magic day. Oh, I love this. I love her. So this is very stylized. Look how little that mouth is. This one's a little bit more generous. So the proportions, and her face is tilted down, sorry, back a little. This one's tilted forward. We've got modelling paste under here. I'll just move that so you can see. Various inks, and just keeping it fairly simple. Just these little simple bodies. I still love doing these very simple bodies. The gorgeous colours, the cool and warm. So what I would do a little bit different now, I really want to give her a bit more face, a bit more chin. She looks like the mum from Bewitched. Not Esmeralda, I can't remember her name. I just have always loved this face. This one, I think that wants to tilt up a little. This eye is too far over that way. This, I need a bit more chin. So then with older journals, like, do you leave them as they are as a part of your journey, or do you go in there and change them? My philosophy is if it annoys me, I'm changing it. But if it's of interest to me, then I'm leaving it. And just, you know, just it's part of, yeah, see, oh, because, because this eye is too far out, it's pushing this out. So now I would come in a little bit here, give her a little bit more chin. Because she's got the cheekbones, a little bit more of an adult face, it doesn't mesh so well with all the roundness. So, and this. So that's, and then I've just got the little plastic cover on everything, you know, like my journal covers, the journal jackets, and I just get them to fit whatever, if I need to cut and stick them to get them to fit. And the reason I have the plastic cover on everything is, well, for a start, it gives me a pocket. Sometimes that's very useful when you're actually starting the journal, to just keep bits and pieces, but it just protects it from putting it down in paint. And sometimes the journal covers themselves are quite covered in stuff. Now, did I show you this one the other day? Oh no, maybe I didn't. So she has ended up on something. This is a little bit of a later style, more chin, less of this really wide cheek, because I've brought the eye in a little bit. This is still that whimsical style, the big mouth, what do we call this? A snuck in nose, like the nose is, you know, if you pull the muscles in on your nose, sort of like pulls your nose in and pushes your mouth out, I guess. Very modelly. So a lot of my drawings have that. Looks nice when people do it. A bit hard to hold your face like that the whole time. You know, a bit of strength under the eyes, a bit of model eyes there. We've got a lady with a fish head and fish legs just floating around. And we have a little bit of a mermaid dancing up here. But yeah, this is this sort of whimsical style with the face, with a rounder face and that lips down low, playing with the proportion. I've got a lesson on it in Beautiful Faces. This looks like it's something that I've created during a workshop. It might have been when I was in America teaching, I think. And this would have been built in a workshop, and then I might not have touched it since then. This is letting paints drip, creating a bit of a rainbow ocean under here. She's a very Halloween type mermaid there, but dark and sensual. Here we have, this is a technique in the vitamin C. Oh, today's the last day for that 30% discount for the workshops. I had a little picture. Where is that picture? The little, wherever it is. But if you use the code POPCORN, 30% off the workshops. Thanks, Popcorn. Good boy. I've got something glossy here to make the scales. There she is in her poo brown ocean. Oh, but I love her in her little bright ocean with her little cat's ears made of fish heads. Cute. Duck face, exactly. A little bit of duck face. Well, that's why it's the Michelle Pfeiffers, you know. You just pull the nose in to get a bit of a duck face. There you go. This is, I think, glass bead gel over collage, and then there must be some iridescent something on the top. It's quite a nice effect. Tend not to put too much texture in journals, because very often it sticks, you know, when you open up the pages, or velcros together, even if it doesn't actually stick. It's, so you just have to be a bit careful, and sometimes it can create a lot of, the paper can go a bit lumpy and bumpy, but it is very fun to do. So maybe I should do more of it, I don't know. Yes, and that is from Joanne Sharp, that text. So this is definitely a journal that I created in a workshop in America. So I would have been showing just different techniques as I was going. This is a technique that I cover in my books, and this is a washi tape as well. These girls got made into the washi tape. I always laugh because they're a tartars, and you don't really see the Bubalinos in washi tape very often, but we snuck them in. But they're very small, but they're there. The Boobingtons. Just sneaking the Boobingtons in where we can. This is Sea Lovey. We love a good pun around here. Bit of collage. Now, if I was doing this, I might, this does annoy me, so I am going to change it. The other ones, I don't know, it's just part of a journey. It wasn't annoying. This annoys. Look at the size of this neck. What? No. We want a lyrical neck. Ooh. Sorry, she was treated rudely. And, well, I'll just use it like this then. That gnat is going to cop it right in the chops, I'm telling you. It needs to leave me alone. I'm not putting up with it. I already just saw a spider in the bathroom. I'm not putting up with this business, okay? Nature, back off. Okay, so the quickest, this is watercolor here. So let's just, I thought if I did it with dry materials, and I wouldn't have to wait for it to dry, but I just want to fix this, so that's what we're doing. Sometimes these things happen. Now this is the most beautiful watercolor. It's the book truck edition of the Colour Library. So these are the pans, and then I've added, so it's all of these are from the book truck edition. They're the very highest quality of watercolor, just beautiful pigments. Some of them are granulating colours, which means you can make the other colours granulate. And then I've added, comes in that lovely little tin, and then I've added a few others from the Colour Library, from the tubes. Pygmalion, Oliver Twist, Centre of the Earth. This is gold from the Pigment Pebbles, and an aqua that I've made from the Pigment Pebbles. So I've got a couple of metallics, and I love this as a standalone palette. It's very, very vibrant and joyful. So a journal's never ever fully finished. Now I need a bit of white in there because we don't need all that neck. And in fact, she should have coloured hair. Okay. Well, she has pink hair, so what about if I go in with pink-ish something? It will go different colours here and here. So, okay, I'm just talking to myself out loud as to what's going to work best. If I use watercolour, the way it attaches to this, and this is not my paint, this would be before that existed, so this is not that matte. Can I lift that off there with water? No, I have to erase it. I can just see a bit of cross-transference from the watercolour over there. I can erase it later. If I add pink watercolour on here, I could show you actually, it'll look different from there to then. It won't do what I'm trying to make this look like hair here. It just won't do what I want it to do. So I'm going to, hey Penny, I'm going good. See how it's just, it's two different things. It's just not going to attach. If this was my Joyful Gesso, it will attach a little. Well, it will attach for sure, but it still might look different from the paper. And this is going to be, I don't know, like Fabriano or something. It's not my paper. Now this is the neons. Oh, maybe this colour. I might mix it with this and this. And, oh, I don't know how it's going to react. Ah, it's fine. It's layer cake. What was that? Ever worried about? Chat. Because it's going to sit on top of this. Not a problem. Not a problem. Zero problems. Over the top, over the top. We'll wait for it to dry. It might look a little bit different from one thing to the other because you've got very, very different surfaces. What you can do if you need to even up a surface like that, because you need a seamless transition, you would put matte medium over both things and then let that dry and then put something else over the top so it adheres, the colour, the new colour adheres the same way. But I like to just play around with what we've got at hand just to see if I can just get this to happen without too much drama. Oh yum, I like the combinations of colours, these different pinks. So the this is Food Truck, which today is that last day of its special. I meant to have taken that off actually already. I forgot about it and just reminded myself then. And the special that we have this week is on the journal tattoos, which I'll add some of those to this in a minute too, because they're fun to take through a journal that you want to finish. I'm going to actually even add some of this pink here. I think this also might be, sometimes when I'm teaching, I just don't have time to finish my own work. You know, I might be doing a demonstration, so I'm just getting as much done as I can so I can show people, but then my emphasis then is, once I've shown everyone, is to then help them. So sometimes I just don't finish, and then I go on to the next journal, don't even finish my sentences, let alone the artwork. And then, you know, 10 years later, I come along with you in a live stream and off we go with art supplies that weren't even invented at this point in time. I'm adding every pink I have. Oh my gosh, this colour. This is the Tobacco and Row. This, ready pink, yum. So yes, the journal tattoos, we've got a little price reduction on the bundle of them at the moment. If you keep your eye on the website, you'll see just little specials pop up from time to time. So this, whatever this paint is that I've got underneath here, is completely waterproof. Like most acrylics. Sort of their job, but for mixed media, It's just not so awesome. That's why I like my stuff, of course. Oh, can you hear the kookaburras? And I might even come in with a bit of that layer cake here. And all I'm trying to do is get this to the point where it doesn't annoy me anymore. Put that watercolour out there, just granulate, do its little thingamajigs. Nice. Mix a couple of different blues here, give her a little bit of a this has got a bit more green, so I'm just getting these little things to marry up what I'm doing here. Give that a bit more definition. Ooh. And then this is water here. Anyway, that's not annoying me anymore. So I can move on, leave it another 10, 12, 15 years. Finish it at some other point. I might leave that rough. I don't know what's going on outside, but it's very exciting. Oh, I think she looks so much better. This is weird. She's got full giraffe neck. I'm just going to use, this colour should match up with what I've got here. And just give her a bit of a shoulder here. Oh, it's mixed in with whatever's underneath. Give it a bit of a shadow under here, a bit of definition. Bit of definition under there, maybe. More shoulder here. Just adding a little tiny darker colour. Again, I'm on that, usually I would probably do something like this with watercolour because it's just a bit more translucent. If these were my paints under here and my watercolour, you know, like what I'd used, but it's not, so I'm using layer cake because it's just not going to stick to that non-Jane whatever I've got going on there. And what have I got here? Oh, I probably should wait for that to dry. I did okay, several mistakes here. Do not be doing erasing if there's wet things on the page. The crumbs end up in the wet stuff for a start. And if you hit something that's wet, it just smears around. So just do what I do. Don't copy me there, right? Okay, I can move on. I do not like this white business all in here. It's got the Mickey Mouse hands just flapping around there. No, let's get rid of that. Oh, my little dog is sitting next to me, so cute. Hazel, what are you doing, my little guy? Yes. And just because she's just been so good, patient, waiting to be finished, you know, 10 years ago, I'm going to give her a bit of sparkle with tippy toes in the eyes. And I think she needs a little bit of a smile, so I'm just going to just change this a little bit too. Let's add a bit of definition. There's pencil. This whole eye is lower than the other one. I'm just going to tricksy this. I'm going to lift this up a little bit higher here, add a bit down underneath it on this side, and just pull this one down, lift this one up a little bit. Give a little bit of definizione, and this eyebrow's just not far enough over. And what you can also do is, if you want to record the fact that this is something that you've worked on over multiple years, you can just do a little note to yourself. You know, over here we can say, when did I start this? Sometimes I put the date in at the beginning, but this is c'est la vie, so this would be, this is all before my art supplies, so we've got to be talking 2015 or something like that. So I'm just going to go 2015 and 2024, and just, it doesn't matter if it's years apart, it's just interesting. So this one I'm going to lower, and this one I'm going to raise a little bit. I'm just trying to level them out a little bit. Give a little bit of highlight here. I'm just modifying her little lips a bit. Then just swing this way. Where I've put the highlights in eyes has changed over time too. Huh, that's interesting. I'm going to lift this up a little bit. And this one just will stay where it is. And where is my, I just need one fluffy white clouds. Where are you, darling? No, oh, I've got no fluffy white clouds here. Huh, I've gone from 50 to none. But the fluffy white clouds would be, I think, oh, maybe not on this random paint. No, maybe she has to be, actually, I'm going to go in with my lightest brush with Fame. Would that be light enough? Let that come down a little bit and just cover that over. I'm just doing some little minor changes. Just giving her a little bit more chin. Giving her a little bit more nostril. Oh, I like what's happening there. So this is more of an adult face, a bit more whimsical, you know, cute. This is more angular, more grown up, a bit more grown up. Just on top of loose watercolor. These are Ladies in Waiting. I love her. She's a bit severe. I know she's got one eye looking there. But again, I'll just leave her. And this one's got the whimsical proportions in more of an adult face. They're kind of fighting with each other a little bit. So I would give her a little bit more. I really would want to shorten this up a bit. This eye I would want to bring out over here a bit. Or do I just leave her as she is? She's just part of history. Contouring like a makeup influencer, says Chrissy Zachary. So if I wanted to whimsify, this is like it's, I think it's fighting between two different things. I've got more of a womanly structure. There's some weird things going on here. And I do like this long straight nose. We're talking Greek goddess vibes here. This eyebrow is just mentally just crazy. So we're going to bring that down. I think I'm going to let's just fluff around with this a little bit. Making waves was her hobby. Because I do quite like, I like it enough to, oh, I forgot, that wasn't dry. Is that okay? Oh, she's okay. So she's this is too long. Oh, is it? To make her whimsical and cute would be a little bit hard, but let's give her a smile for a start. She's too serious. Let's balance this top and bottom lip. And this is just too, this is long. The eyes are close together. They're like in the nose bridge. I really need to, I can give her an eyeectomy. I think, yes. We're just going to make this just general darkness. Just now her eyes, as I move this back though, her eyes are going to be looking in different directions. So what I'm going to do, where's that nice white pen that I just had? Where's my white pen? Ah, there it is. It would be easier to do that than anything else because I'm going to take this eye back over here. Like if you look on your eye starts after your nose. I might have to do a couple of layers to get rid of that eye, but if I cover it up with this is white acrylic. And these features are big and her eye is little. I'm going to whimsify her and I'm going to bring it down this way. So let's do it. Let's whimsify her a little. You won't even recognise yourself in a minute, lady. Oh, I think that looks better already. Now, I don't want these streaks, so I'm just, once it's a little bit, not quite dry, getting there, I'm just dabbing that, just to get rid of the streaks from this pen. And just getting a bit more ink coming down. I'm going to change this. This I can live with. I'm going to give it a bit more of a tip to the nose. I'm going to bring that out so it's not quite so dead straight. Lips are fine, but I will be giving her a bit of a different chinectomy. So I might have to come over with paint. I wonder what paint I've used under here. It's picking up a lot of whatever is under here. So I think that's watercolor and whatever else. I could use LAYERCAKE to help do this, but if I do the acrylic first, then the LAYERCAKE will work nicely over that anyway. So let's just do that. Let's push this nose in. I'm going to push that in by pushing the eye over, and I'm just going to give her a bit more. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter anyway. Because I didn't like her. So. And it's my drawing. And I can do what I want. So I've got my coloured pencils here. They don't like whatever this acrylic is. This is why I started doing my own art supplies. Okay, this is Divine Skin. Added a little bit more shape in there instead of it just being so dead straight. And this, again, this will change as well. This is all too high. That's way too high up there. And especially because I'm going to drop this down a little bit. And then this, we're going to change this here. That'll still be there. Give her a little bit more of a chin. And then I've got eye. I need a gap, I need hair, and then I need ear. So that ear is going to have to come back a little bit as well. And it's also messy and sketchy anyway. It doesn't matter if it's got a bit more. This is the middle of her face. There's her chin. So we want and we're side-eyeing. Why wouldn't we? This might be too close that eye. I'm just going to give myself an acrylic layer to recreate on. This is a cream. Just going to block out a little bit of what's under there and take a little bit of this shadow. Ooh, it's smearing it and I like it. Just to soften that off, and I've got to send this all back this way. Hey Kerry, how you going? Well, she might turn out terrible, but she's having an ectomy, and yeah, let's just see. I think I could even send it further back, you know. And I'll just smear this. I think it's old watercolour, and this. I really need to take those eyebrows right off, because this is all too high as well. Let's just smear it all. Mention it all. I quite like this little smeariness that we've got going on. I could lift her nose up a little bit, you know. Now what I can't do, what would be the naughtiest thing, is to put that away like that, because then I will go to use that thinking it's cream, and I'd have the smearing from this, which I loved, but on the next thing I might not love it so much. So let's clean it off. Might even just put a little bit of this colour into this little face that's up here. Just adding a little bit of something on her. This should be dry enough to keep creating on. I can do whatever I want to use, really. Oh, I might use Barnsey. If it's not dry enough, it'll scratch off. Or if what I've got underneath was a bit oily or waxy, like if I had a lot of pencil underneath, I'm going to have might have a bit of difficulty building the next things up. But then you just, you know, we're mixed media people. This is the challenges we have, and we overcome those challenges. It's not a big deal. It's just art supplies. So there we go. Just moving into her new position gently. And for a whimsical face, we would really send that eye over. In a severely whimsical face, when it's turned, when you've got making the eyes really big, starts to get into problems because you get this big eye, and that ends up making the jaw, can make the jaw really, really wide, so you can fit that in, or end up with all this scrunch. So it's just, there's always little things to think. These are the things I think about anyway. So this eyebrow is just, no, it's just way too high. This is the turn of the face here. So we've got that there. I think that looks way better down there. That's quite a light skin colour. So I'm just going to, I really want to put my own, it's quite yellow too, this skin tone when I look at it. What's going on here? I think I haven't got much left in there. Might have to treat myself to a new one. So this is Positive Peach. And this will be way nicer than whatever I've got on here. It's a little bit glossy. It's just normal acrylic. Whereas we like a joyful gesso around here. Oh, well, now's the time. Now, I don't just want to put it in the new area. I want to marry it up with, you know, whatever else is happening, and give myself... Why am I using this brush? Oh, because it fits in there. Radio. Do I want to change anything about this mouth? No, we're all good. Might come up here, though, and then just fuzz that into the existing. Do I want to change this? I think this, her face looks kind of flat there. Let's just build her eye up again. And we can take all this eyebrow bit, we can take that whole thing off and redraw it. That's all good. I like that. I need a second coat up here. We're nearly ready for that. Get the foundation matching the neck, because we don't want different colours here, like mismatching foundation. And let's just scrumble on. We'll just scrumble between here and there, so I've got a graduation into this yellowy. You can really see how yellow that skin tone was now, can't you? Okay. Oh, good one, Kerry. Yeah, it's sort of quite liberating. It's a bit scary changing things when they're okay. But why not, if I can feel myself wanting to rush past a page, that's when I start to think, okay, no, let's not rush past the page. Let's think about changing things. Give ourselves another opportunity, right? To just do something different. If I'm rushing past it anyway, it doesn't matter if I don't like it. And you learn a lot when you refine something. I'm not saying go through and change everything you've ever done or anything like that. This is just, it's an interesting exercise. Because it's also equally nice to have, you know, your journey. So I've just put, I've got a white here, and I'm just adding this to the cheekbones, and I'm going to add it to the orbital bone of the eye, around the eye, this C. So if you go and have a look at Leonardo da Vinci, he has a C and a C on there. That's how he saw that light it's a bone, the orbital, the bone that comes around your eye and comes into your cheekbone, so that your eyebrow and your cheekbone are more prominent and your eyes are sunken into it, so it protects your eyes. But the light catches on here, and if I leave it as a C like that, it's going to be dreadful. But I'm just letting it set a little bit, fluffing around with some other things while it sets a little bit, adding some other highlighty bits. It's already started to mix in with the other colours. And then, actually, I've got a lot of this on my brush. I'm just going to grab some of that original, it's all light colour anyway, and just scrumble it in, so it's not a white line, it just is going to fade out into the other tone that I'm using. Cover that eyebrow up again. Get a bit of the light on that forehead. So this isn't a distinct line that I then have to try and work in elsewhere. I can just keep pushing that in. And if I wanted to, I could add a little bit of life colour. Oops, I need to give that a shake. So this is Merry Melon. It's just a, oh, you couldn't see what I put. I just put it on my little sheet here, my splat mat. And I'm just mixing it in with the colour that is there. And I'm giving her a lipectomy. Just adding a little bit more fullness. Oh, I think her mouth. I can't think of the last time I used a round brush for all this sort of stuff. But I'm going to stick with it. I don't like that outline. Oh, she looks like a zombie. And I've got pencil here, but while I've got this bit of paint there, I'm just mixing with like that white, and I can add in, just scrumble that in, just a little bit of cheek colour. Just put that in there now. And into the eyes, maybe even up in here. And we can use pencil or whatever, but I've got this nice aqua green, so what happens if I take that colour and use that as her eyes. I'm just going to start off with a very, very light version of it, just to see if the placement is where I want it. I think I need to lift this up, so I'm going to change this. I feel like this is too close. Maybe she's just got her eyes close, you know, maybe that's just what she's got. Look at this lovely matte surface that I've now got that's grabbing the pencil. Remember before I could hardly, it grabs it even more than just straight paper. So I've got just paper here. This is that other acrylic, I don't know what that is. But when it's on my dry, the Joyful Gesso, it's just lovely. I'm just giving her a bit more of a uplift to the nose, just to get a bit more shape in it. She's got a little bit of a hump in it there, rather than just be this dead straight thing. Oh, this is dry enough for me to scribble on it. Yum. Yeah, totally worth. I take back saying change everything. No, don't change everything. Change everything to joyful Jessa, and then you can do whatever you want. Yeah. This pencil. This is Eclipse. Where's the Luxor? It's a tiny bit darker. Got to lift this eye up a little bit, don't I? And now that that's dry, I can get a little bit of an pupil in there as well. I'll just do it lightly first. Now she doesn't look quite as possessed. I'm just using this to help me lift this eye up a little bit. There's something kooky going on here. I'll get there. I've got these little eyelashes, so her eyelashes need to be out here. Ah, that's a good point. That is the kind of brush you would use when you were cutting the crease. A green cut crease, very demure, very mindful. No, the green cut crease is not very demure. Yes, that's like an eyeshadow brush shape. Yes. Are we up here? We're getting there. There's something crazy going on here. Okay. This needs to come down here more. Yes, okay, let's get a bit of this in here. Hey Coletto, I'm glad you stumbled upon us. This is actually going to end up really pretty, I think. Who knows? Oh, she's got Hollywood nose bones. Very nice. Lucky her. Let's get this face sorted out. I might go in with this blue, but that one's too dark actually. So that colour is Love in the Mist, which is a beautiful little plant, little flower. And I want a turquoise. I might go even Delphinium, because I think this needs, we need cheekbone. I think we need a bit of face out here. Let me do it with this first. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think we need eye bone out there. this sort of hollow look here is quite nice. We've got a bit of another eyebrow up there. I don't think that sort of stuff matters in the end. You won't notice it after I put her proper eyebrow on. But this goes out like that and turns. Okay. But I think we need a little bit more cheekbone out there. I don't want that greeny colour on my brush. Yes, aristocratic nose. Just giving it, I came in a little bit more, gave her a little bit more at the tip. To give her a bit more shape. So it's got a little bit more character, and that's the tip of the nose there. We've got those little Hollywood bones. Kerry, you've got those little Hollywood bones in your nose. I call them Hollywood bones because people often, it looks lovely, so people have them put in, but Hollywood people, actresses and things, a lot of them have those little, either they have it naturally and that's why they're an actress because, you know, it looks beautiful, or they have them put in. I think I saw on Instagram a thing of someone, there was something you could get where you inserted a plastic thing in your nose to give you those Hollywood bones, and the person, like, it flicked up right up in their nose. I can't even imagine how uncomfortable that would be. Yeah, this is just not, with still, oh, maybe this needs to come in here and the eyes settle in there. There's some, I'm struggling here. I'll get it eventually. I'll get it eventually. Because we want the forehead coming out into the brow bone, coming into the eye socket, and then going out into the cheek, coming in a little bit and then out into the chin. So we've got a little bit of shape happening. That might be a tad dark, so I'll just swap down. So this is Silky Skin. And it might go a tad lighter, maybe even into our peachy tones. Add a little bit of this to shape this guy. This is the side of the nose. This is not flat, you know, it comes up to a pyramid. We've got a little pyramid building here. How much of that we bother building in, it's up to us as the artist. I like the blue smudginess happening here, and it's all undecided. So seeing as it is undecided, I'm just going to add even more lines, make it even more undecided. And that's the style, undecided. Oh, very nice. We're getting there. Just going to add a bit of, oh, this colour. That is very beautiful. From the original Magic Wands, I've got 70s eyeshadow. Just to match up into this, like that. And so what I've got in my pencils here is the original Magic Wands, the new Magic Wands, and the skincare Magic Wands. I've got a little bit of cardboard here. I try and keep these skincare Magic Wands at the front, just because when I think of the colours, I think of those colours living together, and then all of the others live here. And then the skincare I keep with the tips up, and then usually I keep the rest of them with the tips down in here, but they get a bit mixed up. So that's just another visual way of me knowing where the colours are, because I think of the colours in the skincare set as living this life here. Now let me grab this, very beautiful, and it's all in a cute cube. This is Forget Me Not, so I've got a little bit of that original Magic Wand, and then this is from the new ones. And I know an awful lot of you have got those original Magic Wands, so I wanted to make the colours of the next set in keeping with that, but new as well. Now, what did I use? This is Brush with Foam, so I've got acrylic under here. Because these eyes are big, I can add a little bit of fanciness here. They might be a bit light, the colour. Oh, what about if I add this? This worked well. Even if this is on this side. The more colours you add into eyes, the better, I reckon. Just make them look prettier and prettier. And this needs to be darkened up. So this is Anubis in pencil. And then if I really want to darken it up, then I can go in with black pen, like LTQ or something like that. And get a little bit of this on the lash line, because it's still coloured pencil. Even if it's black, it's still a soft black. So I still have wriggle room to add, you know, a denser black to really draw the focus. I might even get a little bit of this black into her eyebrows, now that we know that's where her brow bone is, up there. So her eyebrow must be up there somewhere. And eyebrows, the fashion for eyebrows at the moment is very thick. So should we go? Let's just try it. I can always paint over it. Taking stock of where we are. I need to push her mouth over this way a little bit, so I'm just using this extremely handy poser Brush with Fame, rather than white, but this is a cream. It's very good. Oh, very naughty to put it away though, if I don't check that it's clean, because, you know, that would have been not good if I had put a big smear of this or that. This is too down. So why is it looking like that? I need to lift up this edge, and I need to lift this up. And this comes down a little bit, I think. And that needs to, oh no, that's too red. What about this? Just pushing her lips back a little bit. Jen has said, have I painted with oil? Yes, I have. My grandmother was an oil painter. We used to do that as kids. And the smell of it just reminds me of her, and that, you know, doing art with Granny was fabulous. And we would paint, she was really amazing at painting animals and horses. So we would paint horses with her, and then in the night time she would fix them up. So we would go home with a beautiful painting, not looking, you know, it wasn't like a 10-year-old's painting of a horse. It was a collaboration between us. And oh, lovely Granny. My Granny was so nice. And I just have recently dabbled into oil painting again, but water-based oils. So the answer is yes, but they're no good in a journal. They're okay, it's just at the pace that I like to create. But it might be something that I look more at in the future. But there's just so much you can do with everything else anyway. But yes, I have, and they're gorgeous. So water-soluble oils are exactly the same as oil paint, just the molecules are smaller. So you can use water rather than just other oil mediums to, it's all linseed oil, to mix them and make them move. But I especially love oil bars, but they are very messy, which can be a lot of fun. And, you know, do I always have to do things that are just in a journal? These are the questions I ask myself. I'm going to add a little bit of this blue into my shadows here. I just have to be a bit careful with it. I don't want to overdo it. This will just turn her lips a little bit more purple. I'm glad I moved her mouth back a little. We've got weird proportions going on here. We've got massive eyes. We've got the features get smaller and smaller. Her nose and eyes are actually pretty well in proportion, but they're not in proportion with this face. These lips are in proportion with this size of face. These are whimsical. These are bigger, stylized. Very often with a portrait you'll find that there's some stylization in there. But I'm not doing a portrait. This person is not, I'm not looking at a reference and drawing a person. She's swum from my imagination. I don't even know who she is. It's a mermaid, obviously. Obviously. But other than that, I know nothing about her. And I think this is This is nice, this little, I don't know what that is, little shapes, but it is indicating that there's a cheekbone, and this is where you're in between your lips. Underneath, obviously, is where your teeth meet, and then that comes up like this. You can follow it on your face, and on top of that's your jawbone. So I'm coming along with just I could do it with pastel. I'm doing it with pencil because everything's very scribbly. Anyway, I don't mind seeing the pencil lines. I'm just sort of almost, if I bring that all the way to her mouth, zombie, or like you've had your mouth slashed or skull arised. So I don't want to bring it too far, but what I am doing is just building trying to build a little bit of definition of a cheekbone there. It's there anyway. I've got this other mark here from where I've changed things around earlier. The danger of this sort of thing is you can make it look like a bit of a beard. It can look a bit beardy. So just do a little bit at a time. Just go gently. Not there's anything wrong with having a beard, but, you know, if that's not what you want, you know, myself, I'm always trying to eradicate the beard. I don't want whiskers on my face, but that's just me. If you've got the whiskers and you love the whiskers, then you do you, and you want to capture the whiskers, great. It's just not my journey today. This is a little bit of a shadow under the nose is what I'm attempting here. I've got this white nostril, which isn't quite what I want. Oh, that looks so much better, just the highlight there. But the proportions are all crazy. And this, I think this still could go back a little bit. You must have these. You must. This, at least the Hollywood Dreams set, if nothing else. You really need all of them, but just for reshaping things. Oh, that looks so much better. Because I've added a bit more realism in the eyes. A bit more slightly more realistic proportions. It's not realistic proportions. I just don't want her to annoy me. And she's not. It's all good. Yes, big whiskers could slow her down in the water, and but walruses have whiskers, so you know, who knows? All fish have those big long whiskers. So anyway, this all happened because we were just walking through the journal. Bye. We'll just keep walking. But I quite like her. Okay. Tall tales and fish scales. Again, go and get the vitamin C workshop. So good. It's all mermaids. And that's where this journal has come from. Love and devotion. Oh, I love my life. This is that whimsical proportion. Here I've started adding a little bit more room to her chin. It must have been a bit too whimsified, but you know, just it is very cute. So and I find drawing that in the whimsical style, these stylized sort of little faces, it's fun. Like it's they're cute, they're pretty. Well, anyway, but that's what's going on with her. I think she needs a bit more. Her eyes need to be a bit whiter in the eye. She looks a bit jaundicey. This is Potter's Pink. Here we've got a bit of unbalance in the face. Here, disturbing the force. This paper is very, very absorbent, so it's sort of latching onto my acrylic there. making that smear, but I think I could even bring that down a little bit more. My eye is too high. This is why the stencil is good. Where's that little bit of tissue? Again, just very important. If you are going to take your pens and things and smear things and watercolor and whatever, just do make sure to just give it a little clean so that when you go to use it again in that way, it's the chances of you being successful are just a little higher. This is all a bit off center. It's annoying me. So this is why we're here's the lip dip. This is just her nose is so tiny. I'm going to lift it up a little bit. I'm going to make that. I'm going to lift the whole thing. I'm going to give her a bit more top lip there. Why not? No, you're not the right colour. You are. Oh, coloured pencil over watercolour. Gorgeous. Oh, that's still drying. Okay, I'm going to just operate on her. Let's get her eyebrows. This is very whimsical. Okay, this is the shading here. Her eyes are very wide set. Get a bit of shadow under here. Of course, we don't have black lines at the side of our face. That's going to look a little bit, it's going to flatten any modelling or movement that you try and put in there. It's going to flatten things off when you start to add that black pen. Just too much. You can do it, do what you want, but I'm just telling you what it does to the drawing. I'm just going to tricksy these eyes a little bit. That's a bit round. Just bringing a bit of this one to this one, a bit of this one to that one. Well, that's the intention. And this nose is so tiny. That's all right. And now she's got a little bit of shadow happening on this side. Okay, and this mouth is very crooked, giving her a little bit of a cocky look. So I'm going to lift this side up and drop this side down a little. Just see where we end up. Ooh, this pencil. Love in a Mist. She's my favourite today. Might have to go and find some seeds of this and plant it. Some quite enjoying. Oh, we have a I love just the watercolour and the loose black pen work. That's cute. That might be a waterproof pen. I'm going to use Pixel pen. And same as with this girl here, that eye is just, compared to what I would do now, I would send that eye back a little bit. So I'm just going to tricksy it a bit by doing this. It's just going to clip off some of that enormous tear duct, which will send it back that way a little bit. It's all very like sketchy and this and that. I haven't really defined anything. I think I could come in this. This has got that same thing. Here's the eye. That eyebrow is very high. And may as well give her some nostril. That is that's too far this way. Her face looks sunken. I want to come over, give her a little bit more cheekbone. And I'm going to give her a bit more chin. And where's a big white pen? Oh, that got completely eaten by the watercolour. Just munched it. It just smeared it, munched it. Okay. Let's try this one, but what I'll do is juice her up beforehand, get it nice and super juiced up. Make sure I've shaken it all that. I might have to do it a few times, or I get white watercolour. Just maybe that's too bulbous. I cannot imagine anything worse than wearing a helmet, because what happens if your face gets itchy or you sneeze inside it? Every time I watch a sci-fi show and it's got the helmet-y things, that's all I can think of is my hair would get in my, and then what do? You're lost in space. You can't even scratch your own nose. I think you'd go crazy. I don't think space travel can be a reality until that is sorted out, at the very least. Thank you. No. If I can't scratch my face because it's itchy for no reason, and I know how often I scratch my face because during COVID, remember there was the whole thing of you're not allowed to touch your face. I realised I touch my face constantly all the time with my hair, this and that. I just did it then for no reason. And I'm not floating around in space, not being able to scratch my own nose, so I can't be an astronaut. Sorry. Won't be able to help you. If you need me to float around doing things, I won't. Sorry, I won't be able to do it. Because I was obviously going to be asked to be an astronaut, do a moonwalk, skywalk, whatever. Ooh, that looks pretty. I have to be a bit careful of adding too much of the same thing all of a sudden. But this colour is Seti from the Pharaoh set, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And just added a little bit in there. Just look very nice. Okay, well, that's not annoying me as much as it was when I first turned to this page, so I think I can move on without too much drama. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of shape to this nose because it's just a big flat area. Okay, well, she can go off and save the world or do whatever it is that she needs to do now. And yes, nice. I like her little cheekiness. She's like really queen for a daying, isn't she? She knows she's about to save us all. As we're in the, I won't come out of the spaceship because I can't scratch my nose. So she's had to do the moonwalk. She's turned back as she's disappeared off to say, that's right, weakling, I gotcha. Lucky I'm here. You with your itchy nose. I will save humanity, it's okay. All right. Smirk. All right then. Sheesh. I'm good at other stuff, all right. She pulled them so far under. Oh, she's actually an aquanaut. She's not in the sky. Well, whatever. Absolutely have always loved that face. Greek goddess to me, with the straight nose, the little lips, and I'm just going to leave them unfinished and unbothered. And this is, oh, I love her little pattern here. She's a bit of a Egyptian goddess, whatever, mermaid. It's a combination of different things. And let's just quickly draw a little face in here just because we can. Let's pick a nice colour. I might go magenta. Look at these beautiful colours. This is all just playing around with watercolour here. And wide set eyes. I'll try and do whimsical turned faces. Are, like I said, certainly can be done. My gosh, it's just, I'm just talking about the things that I think of, because for a whimsical face I like to set the eyes a bit wider, and that means other things happen. Cute little nose, so the eyes are going to be about halfway up in the face. Won't bother about measuring things, and we'll just let that be loose. And then we've got her little mouth can be here. And for a whimsical face, I usually keep the mouth kind of small compared to the eyes, because it just, I don't know, it's demure. I don't know, I just do. To me, that looks cute. Everyone's definition of cute is going to be a little bit different. Manta ray hair. Oh, I like her. Who are you? Oh, you're giving me the shares. Oh, please. With your manta ray sleekness. Oh, who are you, woman? This is like a long bob. quite foreheady. She's got a lot of thoughts going on in there. Eyes might be a bit too far set. It's just, some people have really wide set eyes, you know. Don't judge. Oh, she's got the kohl on. Colon. Now, I might just leave her. She says, knowing full well she's not leaving anything. What are you talking about, love? I just love drawing faces. Who is she? I don't know. She needs a little bit more head back there. And that neck going like that's weird. No. That one's wrong too. Oh yes, that's better. The watercolour's just a suggestion. You don't have to listen to any of it. It's not the boss of us. No, sir. So I'm just going to bring this colour so my eye is not tricked by this bit of watercolour there. Well, that's the middle of her face there, so it'll be more like that. If we've got a bit of a widow's peak. I wonder why it's called that. Mystery of the day. There'd be some strange reason. But she's got more of a little whimsical-ish face-ish. Little mouth, big eyes. Isn't that like, it just starts to make everything look a bit dynamic. I love it. Okay. What else have we got here? Things. I think that was another stencil. This is a journal that I've started at some point. Manta Ray the Dragon, I think that's who she was. Live. I believe in magic. Oh, this is a cute little journal. This is that whimsical face. This might all be that stencil. Or this is just the way I used to draw faces too. That's the stencil. Hey, Paul is here. Yes. As long as I remember to charge up or leave it charging, everything's great. Paul helps me with things. I've ordered the microphones and I've got the other stuff for and the other things on their way, Paul, if you're still listening. It's all good. Got a little nasty sea serpent here. She draped herself with dangerous company and just hoped these sharp edges were not turned on her. Oh. Well, good luck with that, because the sharp edges are usually turned eventually, darling. I can see what I was trying to do here, but it didn't happen. So I'm just going to quickly just something, something, something this. Again, this is not my paint, so, but I can see what I was trying to do. Okay, love, and the neck does not go like that. Or the neck doesn't do that either, so there's that. But if this is her shoulder, let's lift this up. Ooh, that paper just eats it for breakfast, my gosh. This reminds me why I've got my own paper. Okay, good. Yes, okay, I can get this to happen. If that goes like that, and that goes like that. Again, just my goal is just so this doesn't annoy me. I'm close. We've got weird proportions. And it's all good. I need to bring her bust around here somewhere. Got to be careful about the pen in the acrylic, because I don't want that. The acrylic can dry on that and just stop the ink flowing through. We don't want that. So we just try not to let that happen. Did I just put it straight in the acrylic again? I think so. I'll just do some little squiggles on here. Oh no, she's all right. Oh yes, Debbie, thank you. If you hit the like button and if you subscribe, that does help the channel a lot. You can also become a member. And if you like the content, the free content, as they call it, yes, that will be very, thank you, Debbie, for reminding everyone and myself. So her body is too big for this head, but she's a mermaid, so who cares? She's strong, right? I just don't want it to annoy me. That's all I ask of my artwork. Don't annoy me. Don't annoy me. Might get a t-shirt with that printed on it. Don't annoy me. While she's wearing a ball gown with pointed bodice, I don't know. I'm not a stylist. I'm just drawing her as she appeared, not... I didn't make the fashion decisions for her. She did that on her own. Can't be held responsible for everything. I like her little tiny lips. I'm going to bring her little chinny down a bit more. Yes, there's some skewiffness going on with this face. It's quite odd, but it doesn't annoy me as much anymore, so that's good. Mission accomplished. What the mission was, I'm not sure, but we accomplished it. So there you go. We can be happy. We can be happy and rejoice. I've got some sort of metallic paint here, and I'm just making it not annoy me. Simples. In fact, I quite like these weird green shoulders, and it's just odd. The whole thing is odd, which is good for this day of oddness. It's Halloween in Australia anyway. We don't even have Halloween in Australia. It's become a thing though, I think. Well, it's fun, right? Children get to eat more lollies. Gosh, I hope no children come along to my house for lollies. I haven't got any. I'll just hang the snake out the front. They won't hang around for long. Oh, you know what the snake needs? It needs some little... What weird sea serpent doesn't have spines? His face is a bit cute in the ugliest way possible. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. You enjoy your dangerous company, love. I think you're the most dangerous company of all. And I think you pretending that you are not the instigator and the leader of said dangerous company is just laughable. But that's just what I think. Let's vavoom her a bit more. Give her a bit more shape in the body. It's Halloween after all. Okay, and here we have a red-eyed little whimsical person. Let's at least turn them purple. I don't really know if I like the red eyes. Appropriate for Halloween, zombie ish. But yes, there's no definition. These eyes, oh goodness. Yeah, my style has changed quite a lot. I like this hair. This is all nice. I'm just gonna I'll just demure. Just let that dry a little. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised how much has changed, to be honest with you. Oh, Debbie says she loves Halloween. She can come out of the house without makeup. Oh, this is a rub-on here. I love this little face looking down. This is from a stencil. And we've got some... Oh, there's a little drawing lesson from back in the day. Muses like attention. Ignore her at your peril. Oh, this is a lesson from Life book that I did years ago. Brave is a doing word. She's cute. Oh, I must pull out my typewriter and do some typing. Do you know what? This little journal, oh, she's a little bit of a half-started face. I'll keep these for another day. But what I've got here, and what I've got here and there and everywhere else, is the journal tattoos. So like I said, these I've got a little incentive there for you to get them, because you have to have them. You have to have these. And you have to have these. Because they're just so fun. So I've got journal tattoos. They've been throughout those journals, but I wouldn't have had my own ones then. I've just used whatever. This is journal tattoos here. Oh, there's a bit of the paper there. We don't need that there. Where I put that one down. They just add something. This is journal tattoo eyelashes. They just add, got a little bit of journal tattoo up here in the hair. This is one of my new stamps, and this is journal tattoo here. And then I put matte medium over the entire surface so that she is the same as everything else. And then I can keep creating, remembering that if I use anything with too much friction, or I'm too heavy-handed with anything, I could go through it. It's only a little tiny layer of matte medium that's there, and you know, a little tiny layer of each of these things. So you have to be a little bit, you can't go too crazy. Well, you can, but you'll just go straight through everything. You just you know, have to approach things with a little bit of sense, common sense. So I've got this is this journal tattoo here. So the thing with a journal tattoo, it's a dry transfer. I don't like saying rub on, rubbing it on. Yeah. So you pop that down and use a applicator, otherwise known as a pop stick. Pop it on. And you've got, in my sets, just tons of different things. There's 3 different sets. This has got lots of different sheets of designs, and you've got 2 of each sheet in each packet. And then there's, of these sets, I've got lots of different journal tattoos, rub-ons. These particular 3, the quality is very good, and they live in a cute little bag, which you can use for whatever you want to next. I was just thinking I might do a little bit more, pop a little bit of that in, but let me just, no. Oh, I must use icing on the layer cake. Might go original. Might go ice cream slice. Layer cakes are another must-have if you're looking at Jane things. I suppose I should drink. Do you know, I have to just quickly go and grab some squirms. I didn't have lunch. I just realised I'm hungry. Oh, I can wait. I just wanted to show you this. So I've got the rub on there. I can come, because now I've got matte medium over it. And the layer cake is okay over the, whatever they're called. I'll give her a bit more of a shoulder. So I could turn her into a little mermelina. Come over with a different skin tone. Or I could just leave her as she is. I'm just going to reimagine her. This will look a bit masky. Just for, until we add, because I've had lots of little tones and then I've added just one tone over the top. So it's going to look a bit not nice for a minute, not long. Because then we're going to add in, and I'm creating on top of the matte medium, not the rub-on itself. Could change the shape of her nose. Add highlights up here, highlights there, here, there, everywhere. Jujubee. That's Jess's code word. Just change her face around a little. And then let's get this. This is Genoise. What are we doing? Are we creating a little mermaid? Yes, why not? Or she could be a lady in a beautiful dress. And I'm not sure yet. Don't have to leave the neck as long as it was. That's her shoulder. This is her arm. I'm going to just change my brush to this. I might go in with dark rum. And this is just odd. I'm going to pick up, so I've got this here, and I've got this. Oops, that bled too much. Whatever, I'm just going to leave it. Now, do I want to have a dress, or do I want to have a mermaid? Or something else? She doesn't have to be either of those things. I could surprise you all and do something completely unexpected. Oh, hey Dio, hey Bev. Oh, Chrissy's back to her art supplies. And that's wonderful. And the marvellous thing about this is, because this is layer cake, water media, on top of acrylic, because I've put the clear collage medium, the matte medium, the clear medium down. If I don't like something that I've done, I can just add a bit more water. I might, depending on the colour, there may be a little bit of shadowing, a bit of staining, but I'm just lifting it off the acrylic because it hasn't bonded with it in any way. And in fact, if I want to, I could even I can do the same thing with this. You know, I don't know what I'm doing with this young lady yet. But I love this has got fabric under it and this and that. I'm going to smudge with my finger. Again, if I want to get rid of it, this is water media. I can smudge and erase. And because I'm on the matte medium with this, I can smudge with my finger, just, you know, blend it out. I could do something else, one of my favourite things. That's layer cake, that's dry. I haven't drawn her for a little while. She hasn't popped up, but she's about to, I do believe. I'm feeling Frida. This is a cosmic Frida about to happen. And so when I create Frida, of course the eyebrow that goes across, and nostril. Just Frida had quite defined nostrils. She also had a little mustachio. She had a strong nose. But again, I'm not trying to draw a portrait of her. This is, to me, Frida represents strong will and like a seriousness, even though she was a fun person. Fascinating woman. I haven't had a Frida moment for a little while. I actually have a whole workshop about Frida and creating a bit about her life, of course, and looking at her artwork, but also just her as a person. It was just so dynamic. Okay. Well, if this is Frida, she obviously hasn't. She loved mermaids, but she didn't have a mermaid tail. There are probably times when that would have been quite handy for her. After her accident, or to get away from Diego. Oh, layer cake. Stop. This is a colour called Salted Caramel that I'm just using. And I'm really activating it. I'm getting it. The nice thing with layer cake is if you just use it watery, it's like watercolour. But if you get in there and activate it, just add a bit more water because I want it to flow. You can get it lovely and opaque. So it's even more opaque than a gouache, and then you can layer over and over and over it. Red lipstick is very Frida, so we're going to leave that. She had strong shoulders, so we're going to leave those. And then we're going into a little bit of arm. This body is too short as it is. We're going to give her a little neckline. And I love doing a V neckline on a twist, on a turned body, because it just gives a centre. So I'm just talking my way through it. She had a fuller bust, and she wasn't thin, Frida. She had a beautiful figure, of course, but she wasn't rake thin. She had a strong body and dressed so beautifully for her figure. I I've done her a bit curvy. She wore very full garments. She just was cool. Lots of cap sleeves. Are very flattering on her arms. She's going to have her arms out. Yeah, she's dancing around in the blue, at the blue Casa Azul, around the blue house. She wouldn't be wearing this colour, but I like this colour against there for that. But I'm going to use... Can she just be see-through like that? Just dancing? I think she can. If I put more pink in there, I think that'll make it... It won't do anything. But we don't need this skin colour up here. Oh, let's try this. I can always erase it, you know. This colour is so delicious. And whatever is water reactive underneath this is not going to react because I've got a layer of the other stuff right in front of me. I'm doing a live stream. I'll call you back. That was Angus. I'll call him back in a sec. I'm just going to let her dry, I think. But I'll just, lifted a bit of this colour onto that cheek, and then I'm going to just add a bit of water around that just to soften it off, but just so she's got a bit of life in the cheeks there. And I'm just going to leave her like that for now. And I've got this out, so she loved gold, so let's give her a bit of gold. This is a colour called Buttercream from Icing on the Layer Cake. These are chameleon pigments and gorgeous metallics. So you've got a metallic white, which is pearl, metallic black, as well as metallic pinks and this unbelievable gold. And they're, yeah, it's like little layers. It's icing on the layer cake. And again, remember, if you do something that you just don't like, you can just add a bit of water, get rid of it. I'm going to leave her as she is, I think. Yeah, see that? No, it's covering up her eye a bit. I'll just soften that off, but she's got a bit of gold on her body. Oh, gosh, I've been going for 100 years. I was wondering my legs were starting to cramp, and now I know why. I've been sitting for too long. Thank you for joining me. So she started off as one of the rub-ons, so you can find them on my website. It's the only place you can find them. And as with these stamps, you can't get them anymore anywhere else. I've got a few of those. Don't think I have any of those. That's long since gone. This fabulous little stamp set, that whimsically just straightforward face. If you wanted to get going with some of those. And don't forget the popcorn code for your discount for the workshops. And what else do I need to tell you? Yeah, everything else is at janedavenport.com, and you can come along and learn how to do all this fun stuff with me. And I'll have a quick other look for questions. And yes, what a wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed that, and that you go and do some art yourself. Go and just whip out a little Frida Kahlo, a little mermaid. Let's see, how was it in here? Where was that other one that I... Oh, she's cute. Oh, I like her. Yes. What a strange... sometimes I come on with an idea of something that I'm going to do, but really, that's the idea with the live stream. We just do. Just do whatever happens. Like, it just depends. I never know. Yes, hit the like button, thanks guys, and subscribe or become a member if you feel like it. And yeah, check out the website now that it works. It's wonderful. Yay. Bye.